Good morning. Today I would like to begin by discussing the concept of work. Hard work has made and continues to make America a powerful nation today. Even through this nation's move from farms to factories, work has remained a huge part of our society. But work is more than social foundations, as seen in the myth of Sisyphus. Here, Sisyphus is given a job by the gods to push a huge boulder up a steep incline. In the beginning, he does not like this, but at the end, he actually finds joy and purpose within his work. This just goes to show that work fulfills. Now, jumping ahead to a quote by former President Richard Nixon, he states, "We are told that the desire to get ahead must be curbed because it will leave others behind." So looking at our hard work, individual purpose, and America's success in general, this made me question our role in foreign policy, especially with Africa. I questioned, with all of America's success, should this nation be obligated to help African countries who are struggling to industrialize? See, Nixon is implying that we shouldn't help, that we need to focus on ourselves and become successful from within and not focus on anyone around us. But I disagree. I think America should be obligated to aid countries in Africa because it will show moral superiority, improve foreign relations, and provide everyone with an equal opportunity. See, many would benefit from this help, but Africa is in desperate need. As the UN Conference on Trade and Development stated in 2013, Africa held 12% of usable oil, 40% of valuable gold, and 60% of untouched land. Yet they only accounted for 1% of global manufacturing. This shows that Africa has potential, they just need some help. In order to fully understand this argument, it is important to look at America's history in diplomacy and foreign affairs. With President Roosevelt creating the idea that America is or should be the policeman of the world. This means that we should get involved, or America should get involved in issues of peace or financial instability. There's also President Wilson. President Wilson thought that America is morally superior, and that with this justified many actions of getting involved. So both of these presidents have the idea of stepping up and getting involved in foreign affairs, and there should be solutions that follow this plan. Also, along with this, getting involved will spread American values such as equality, economic opportunity, individualism, and hard work. So Africa and America today have many policy plans already created, a big part of that being just giving aid. So as shown here by the U.S. Foreign Assistance Database, the Democratic Republic of Congo was supposed to get $356 million from the U.S., but was only given $133 million. This is a huge problem, and it continues in Ethiopia. They were supposed to receive $517 million, but were only given $375 million. Now, obviously, these two do not represent the whole country of Africa, but this data is still relevant because from this same source, only 2 out of the 20 sub-Saharan African countries listed were given the basic standard of aid that the U.S. proposed. So some might have a more financially conservative viewpoint on this, someone like William Easterly, a U.S. economics professor at the New York University, and he writes a whole paper actually, that giving out aid to countries does more harm than good. But this argument is hard to argue when African countries, as shown before, are not even getting the proper funding in the first place. Now, with American society and African society, they're bound to be different as they live on separate continents. In looking at America, you see from the Pew Research Center that more than half of society thinks that hard work is. More than half of society thinks that you find self-purpose within your job, along with more than 70% think that hard work is vital in order to succeed. This shows that America lives to work. This is what their society and their culture was founded on. In Africa, in comparison, they also have a strong work ethic, as Ezekiel in his African Traditions paper will argue that laziness is never encouraged. There is one difference though. African society is more community-based. They put the common good before the individual good. This doesn't mean they don't value hard work just as much. So the main solution to this is to start supporting the United States aid from the American people. This is a government agency that should receive more funding. There are many organizations out there that work specifically with African communities and businesses, but they cannot all be funded by the U.S. government because they're bipartisan. But the pros of funding just one agency is that more money can be concentrated onto this one instead of it being all spread out among many. Also, since it is a government agency, there will be a higher expectation. But this is, however, limited by the public opinion. So if people don't want their tax dollars going to this and do not vote on it, then Congress cannot pass it and this will never happen. Another limitation is Africa's size itself. Africa has 54 countries, so one policy plan from this agency, if funded, cannot guarantee success to all. If funded, this agency should look specifically at each country and look at its cultural and economic standpoint, along with the natural resources they have, so that they can ensure the best plan for success. If this is followed through, these solutions will also bring back opportunity to America. So if Africa begins working and industrializing, producing goods America needs, then trade can increase. Trade is known to help the American job market, housing market, and overall economy. This all sounds good, but as a 1970s businessman who ironically supported Nixon's campaign with generous funds once said, "You receive abundance for your giving. The more you give, the more you will receive." Thank you.
Okay, Hannah, a couple of questions for you. The first one is, how did you select the strategies you used to gather information or conduct the research, and do you think they were effective?
Yes. Okay, so in the beginning, I just started with broad search terms about Africa, America's foreign policy, and I was very overwhelmed, and so I thought my strategy was going, downhill. But then I stopped, I regrouped, and I focused more. I went to EBSCO, I went to my American history textbook, and I really narrowed down to, again, the places I wanted to look at, which is the Democratic Republic of Congo and Ethiopia, as they were the top 10 poorest countries in Africa. And I narrowed it down and found more specific pieces of evidence that I think improved my strategy.
Okay, and then your second question, what might be the real-world implications or consequences of your findings, and what are the implications to our community?
Yes. So the real-world implications of this, maybe if Africa doesn't get all this funding and maybe my solutions don't help, I think that something practical that could happen is that from this, maybe people who have seen this presentation will see that not just with Africa, but in general, it is good to give, and it brings back things in return. And maybe even on smaller scales, not in politics and foreign relations, just maybe in small scale, everyday life, people will begin to be more generous.
Is there any way that you feel like it can impact our community?
Yes, I think that it will impact our community. If this solution does follow through, I think it will impact our community in a better way. As I mentioned earlier, that the housing market and job market will rise if trade